Alright everybody, I decided 4 walkthrough solves wasn't enough. I kind of wanted to do this video. I have another idea for one, like a long video, but just to like put out megaminx resources and stuff. I as of right now, I haven't decided on how many I'm gonna do. I kind of want to aim for 20 walkthrough solves, but if I run out of storage or battery or have laundry to do or something, I guess I'll stop, but we'll see how many we can go with. Anyway, here's the first one. Let's see. So we have blue and yellow can be put here and here really easily. There's this pair here. Purple and green can be put here as well. If I do a U prime, well, I'd move this blue face counterclockwise, depending on which way you hold it to U prime. It'll get this out of the way, then I can do purple and green. This pair's also here, which might get preserved, but it should. I don't know, like here. That I can solve somehow. So I'm gonna do that. It'll solving these two. Actually, I'm gonna do these two first. Doing a U prime to move this out of the way, solve those. Then this pair should end up like here, which is a decent spot. And this will end up somewhere at the top. So let's just do that. All right, ended up there. That's actually honestly better. So I'm gonna go right into inserting that because it's a good thing to solve pairs before finishing your star if you see them. Like it helps a lot with look ahead and stuff. I've been doing it and it's honestly been really helping my solves. So I'm gonna do that, and this is also nice. It just brings me right, or sets this pair up to be easily done. These two, let's try pairing them up first. Yeah, let's just do that. That's honestly a little better, I think. It saves like a bunch of awkward U moves, I believe. Dang, that's like 3 out of 5 pairs already. I'm starting to rain out. So we have these two next, the blue and yellow pair. Pair them up like this, and then insert. And then for this, I would kind of do like a F and a BR prime at the same time, because I want to start this pair. I'm going to do a BR prime U, and then that's just like an R2 prime U prime R2. Just like that. And then my first S2L color is purple. Looking for any purple pieces, I see this. Boom, there's the edge that goes with it. I'm going to pair those up. There's the orange edge. I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of make that block. And then I'll insert this edge. I see this corner came out. Just like, I keep getting out of frame. That's like an issue I keep having with walkthrough solves. This corner and this edge back here. I only noticed this edge and honestly this pair as well, just because this is a walkthrough solve and I'm not going fast. But anyway, because, yeah, just for the sake of a walkthrough solve, I'm going to pair these up some like this. And then insert, and then this pair's right here. So I'm going to just rotate immediately after I insert this to like this position. Dang, my look ahead didn't really work. Because I didn't think of this, inserting this, splitting this up. So let's see, do a U2. It's not that good to be honest. And next I have this green cream edge, cream or tan, I don't know what color people call it anymore. I just look at the colors and solve it honestly. And this pair here, I'm going to pair these up and then build this block. And I see this corner and this edge. And I pair them up, just do U2 prime F2. And then I'll insert them. I see this edge here and this corner goes with it. It's kind of a yucky spot. It's not too bad. It's not that good actually. So I'm going to do like this to pair them up. And then bring that edge up and then insert. And thinking of how I can pair these two up afterwards. Yeah, we'll do something like that. That's not that bad. It's alright. Then I saw this. This is pretty easy to turn into a block. It's kind of high move count, but it's not hard to see. Getting out of frame again. Excuse me. These two, if I did like a U2 prime. Actually, no, that's not that bad. I was going to say, if I misjudged this, I thought it was going to be like, if I did it from here, this edge would, or it would give me a 1 edge case or something like that. I guess it will. So you can do like U2 prime and pair them up, or U2 prime, U2 and pair them up. I probably do U2 prime in a solve just because that's, I don't know, what I'm used to. Then that's just 3x3 case. I don't know this OLL. And this PLL is like, oh no, this is this one. I really don't like those cases. Alright, next one. All right, solve 2. Honestly, I kind of got to hurry up with these. I'm on 5 minutes already, and if I do 20, I'm on track for this to be like almost a 2-hour video. So anyway, yap session aside, that's already solved. Green can be put down here pretty easily. I'll do like a D. Purple's here as well. That's pretty good. This green-red pair, I don't think would move. I'm gonna solve the red edge first, and then we'll go with these, purple and green. This isn't that great. I'm gonna pair up green and red, insert them, and then I see red and blue here. I'm getting out of frame. Let's pair those up. I'm gonna bring the edge with it, and insert that. And then I see these two, the blue and yellow. We'll pair them up like that, and then insert. I see these two corners. Okay, there's the edge for the yellow one, but it took me a little bit to see that. So I'm gonna go into that. This corner is coming with us. The edge is over here. That's not too bad. There we go, something like that. All right, moving on to S2L. I saw this edge right away, and then this pair stuck out as well. There's this edge. There's this as well. It sounds like a turboprops line overhead. I'm gonna solve this block kind of like this. No, yeah, like that. There we go. And then we'll set these up for a 3-mover, and then insert the edge. And then this pair's in the back. That's not really good for finger tricks, but it's not. It's like kind of a bad case anyway. I'm probably just gonna go insert this right away. I saw these two kind of. These are a little more sticking out now. So let's do those first, keeping in mind these two pieces. So this edge is moving. This corner is gonna stay where it is. I'm just gonna do like an L2 and then sledge and insert. Okay, so this edge is already in spot, which is pretty good. This is as well. I'm gonna go ahead and just solve those right away. This block, I don't think will get broken up when I solve this pair. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, actually this is a really nice case. Not too hard to solve those. And then this, I can see where these pieces would end up. And then I'm gonna kind of cancel into doing that. Dot avoidance. OLL and basically the inverse of the PLL I just got in the last solve. Alright, on to solve 3. I'm going to have to keep track here pretty well. Starting off, we got blue, yellow, and purple. I can do something with this blue-yellow pair. So we'll start with those 3 and the pair. There's green and red. Those I don't think are really going to move at all when I'm doing blue, yellow, and purple. So I'm going to start with these. Let's do something like this for that pair to build that block. I'm going to rotate over to here. Okay, so green and red, I see these two pieces here. Okay, this is a nice way to do it. I'll do an R prime, U2 prime, and then when I do the R2, it's going to pair these up now. Kind of a little multi-slot thing. However, now I'm stuck in a case where I have just pieces on the front being solved, so it's kind of bad for look ahead. I do see this. This came up later. So we'll do that. We're going to have to kind of rotate for that. Again, in a bad spot. Let's do this, because now I want to see over on this side. I already saw in here there's like nothing. So I'm going to insert it like this. It's a little more moves, but it'll be a little better for look ahead. So a few ways I can do this pair. I can do like an L prime, and then sledge and then insert it, which is not that good to be honest. Or like an L2, take it out, and then pair it up. And then that way I can see these. This might be the better way to do it. And then a couple ways I can do this. I think I started like this, or like this maybe. But honestly, so the way I first would have said to do is like pair it up like that. You can either do this or do like that. Also another way, this is probably better for move count. If you do like an R, bring this pair up to here, bring this slot up to here, and then treat it like this. That's probably better. I saw this edge during this edge as well. So let's start with those. I see this pair. I'm gonna do an R prime, kind of set them up for a 3-move insert. And then I knew this corner was stuck down here as well, and the edge, I saw this earlier over here. So let's insert that. Keep an eye on these pieces. There's an edge, the edge for the next one. The corner's already there, so this shouldn't be hard at all. Just insert, pretty much. And I saw this paired up, and this edge is back here. I saw the edge coming out. Not great. I don't really do pseudo, to be honest, so I can't really recognize how to do this. I'm going to F sexy F prime to, or F inverse sexy F prime to pair these up. And then we'll insert this, and then I can cancel into solving that pair too. There's this corner down here, edges over here. Not something, actually I was going to say do like a rotate down to here a little bit and then pair that up and solve it. But this pair is here. I don't really want to disturb that if I don't have to. Yeah, we'll do something like this. Best way to get this out of the way. Oh, that's not too bad. Not that good. It took me way too long to figure out. Now I have this pair and this edge. Honestly, it probably wasn't even worth it because this is a pretty bad spot to be. There's going to be a lot of moves and awkward moves to pair them up and insert them, whatever. And then the corner and edge are over here and here. Not too bad to insert. And we'll pair these up. Insert that, and then insert the edge too. And our last pieces, we'll do an F, solve these right away. And I'll see what happens to these. Easy to look ahead. We're going to get a one of those cases. Oh, geez, I got an X perm. Okay, so this one is one of the X7s. I forget if it's plus or minus, but we have, this is tan. These two are tan. No, I'm actually wrong. It's not. Okay, so blue, blue, and blue. I really hate those cases. Alrighty, solve 4. There's blue and yellow here. We have these two pieces, which I don't think are really going to be that notable. We might just go for a full star here. These two as well, which is eh. So blue, yellow, and purple aren't too bad to put next to each other. This star kind of sucks, man. Yeah, we'll just do something like that. So before doing blue, I'm going to do like, I'll do red and blue together sort of like this. And then yellow I'm going to insert like that, and then purple's over here. I'm going to kind of keep track of like, and think of where pieces are. So this corner is here, this edge is here, and it's not going to move when I insert this. So I'll just kind of go right into solving this pair because it's already there and it's not too bad. It saves me from having to move there again. Okay, this is pretty good here, so I can pair up these pieces and bring down the green. Do that whatever order you want, honestly. I know I'm kind of going out of order for F2L, but it's all good. These two aren't, they're pretty good. I see this edge in this corner. Go right into solving that, which is eh. Then these two are really easy. Then starting S2L, I'm going to do an L prime again, because I would do like U R prime F2 to solve these two edges, but that would put these in a weird spot. So do like that just to get that out of the way. Then this corner comes up, the edge. Okay, everything's over there. I'm going to act like I didn't really see it. Take a second to look. I'll pair these up like that. And on these, I'm looking at the blue-orange pair next, which is not that good. We're going to insert that, and then I'll pop this green edge out. I'm going to pair these up first, kind of build a block again. Alright, here's our next corner. The edge is over there. We'll just pair these up and solve them. Our next pieces, we have a red here. We have our edge here. We have an edge for a pair there, and the corners there. So, yeah, something like that I think would work. Then these two, we'll do an R2 prime, give the pair. Nope. Okay, that wasn't that good, honestly. Alright, what I'll do here is, I think I'll pair these two up. And when I do an F move, this gets a little bit nicer. I should do that, get it more out of the way. I think of good ways to like preserve anything up here. I'll just kind of go with this pair. It's not that good. And the last pair solve it like that. This case is that. I like just learned those, and this peel is like that. Alright, I think this is 5. I kind of forget. I just went to go do my laundry, so it felt like I traveled through space and time. Oh, this is actually pretty good. So, blue and yellow, we have this pair here. The red edge is over here. So yeah, we'll start with those 3. I see this pair here, which is pretty good to do. Yeah, so we'll just solve blue and then red, kind of like similarly to how, what am I saying? Anyway, we'll just solve those. Go right into this pair. Green has a block, which makes me tempted to solve it right now, but I already knew I wanted to do purple, so we'll do that. Before I pair these up, I'm going to do like a U prime. So get this kind of block out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and solve this. Let's see a good way to... We'll just do something like this. Kind of high move count, to be honest. That wasn't that good. Red and blue, we'll go like this. We're going to insert it with L moves, which isn't exactly optimal, but it's what's necessary for look ahead. And then we have one more pair, which is green and purple. And we'll just insert that. Here's one of our S2L edges. Here's a pair that goes with it, actually, so I'm going to keep that in mind. So we'll pair them up like this, kind of build a block. I keep getting out of frame, I apologize. This brings up this edge. There's this, these 2 back here. Honestly, we'll try pseudo for this. So let's see, green comes here, then I'll insert this pair like that. Okay, sweet, it worked. Then we have these 2 pieces next for our next pair. Not very good. I'm gonna pair these up, and in doing so, that inserts that, so I can move that out of the way, and then, nope. Good catch. Alright, so they go together like this. And before I move into solving this, I see this is a pretty good case here. So I'm going to just solve those, and then I'll pay attention to these. This is going to get moved a little bit. This will stay where it is. So go ahead and do that. L2 to kind of match these up near each other. I'll just insert that. And then this edge is already here. The corner is here. And then I'll solve it something like this. Do like an R set up to this sort of F2L case. And then I'm going to pair these up before doing this edge. And then that way I can do them at the same time. I feel like I'm just saying words right now. A lot of what I'm saying I feel like doesn't make sense. And then this setup for the last few pairs isn't that good. This is a lot of moves to solve this one. I don't think I really do much good for this pair. Oh, actually, never mind. Alright, let's pretend I do that. Actually, let's not. This is an example, so I need to put on an example. So I would have solved these 2 first, and then went right into these afterwards. It's like the same amount of move count. It's like 4 sexy moves total, so honestly I think it works. This is a really easy OLL. It's just like you do that, set up to this OLL from 3x3, and then... Cool. I think that was solve 5. Alright, that means this should be solve 6. I might be a solve off, but I don't really know. Yeah, I angled the camera down a little bit. Figured it might keep it in frame a little bit better. Alright, purple and green can go next to each other really easily. Then red and blue, I can do like a D2, then solve red and blue, and then yellow's here as well. What was it that I saw? Okay, so the red and blue pair is very easy to pair up. Go like this. And I think that should generally keep everything near each other. Okay. When I solve this, it'll actually move the red and blue pair. It'll be here and it'll move to there. So it might be a little bit of an issue with solving this. We're gonna go with it anyway. That's not too bad. I can work with that. So we'll do an R to solve red, and then blue and yellow. And looking into our next pieces, we have this green-red edge, corner, excuse me, and then this pair. I like this pair. We're going to solve that next. I want to, since I see this corner, I want to solve that next. Most of the ways to solve this pair are kind of out of the way of look ahead for this next one. I didn't see this edge. So we're just going to have to bite the bolt and rotate a bunch. That's not too bad. Pretty easy to pair these up. Just go like that. I see this corner. That happens to be the edge. I wouldn't have noticed in a solve. This is a really bad case to do next because when I insert this, I gotta rotate like all the way over here to solve it. So I'm gonna have to like rotate to pair these up and then rotate more to solve it. Was it like this? Yeah. And then I see this and this. So I'm actually just gonna kind of go right into that. It was like an R3 prime. Okay, now we gotta rotate a lot again. Not good. Anyway, that's like the best I could do. I'm gonna solve. So this edge will come down. This is the pair that goes with it as well. So we can kind of start with a block there. Let's see, mess with the stuff I can do here. Because I would think to just normally like insert this edge and then pair these up. And then insert that. I was thinking of rotating here, but I have pieces to solve here, so it's probably better to keep it this way and just do F moves. So we'll do that. I see there's this and this corner back here. Not that good of a case. It's not too bad. It's not too good though. Let's make this a little bit nicer. That still wasn't that good. I'm not gonna lie. Solve these two. You can do like that. That's probably the best way to do it. Just so you don't have to like, just to keep the move count low. And it's only like one little bit of a rotation. Still not that good though. All right, big rotation over here, which is not that good. I kind of did that to myself, I'm not gonna lie. This was a bad thing to set an example for. These two, I'm gonna just pair together and solve. And I see this pair next. We can go right into that. This edge is already down here. There's this paired up, which is nice. We'll kind of make a block out of this. And then pair these up. There's that paired up too. So I'm going to go right into that. Let's see, best way to do this. Probably like that, I think. I don't think that was a really good, yeah, that wasn't that good anyway. And then finishing off F12. All right, one edge case. I see this bar here, so I'm going to do F for sexy F prime. That's a 3x3 case, and then PLL. All right, I think that was 6. All right, moving on to what should be 7 now. We have this yellow edge is solved. Purple's really easy to do with that as well. We have this blue edge, which can be inserted back here somehow. This pair too. I think I can find a way to kind of pair these up and get that in the general right direction. So that's going to be what I plan in inspection. Yeah, I'm just going to go with these 3 edges and then, yeah, these 3 edges and then this pair. Wasn't that good. These end up pretty close to where we are. I'm actually going to do this pair first because that's pretty good. And then we'll insert yellow and green, rotate over here. I don't want to do it from this angle because that's like, I already know all the pieces over here. This I'm going to keep in mind. So we'll rotate over here. This is pretty good. So we have pretty good for look ahead, not exactly for solutions. We have these two. I don't know why I use those 2 fingers. We have these 2 and these 2. So I'm going to go ahead and solve these edges. We'll go right into this stuff. All right, so I can see exactly how to do all this. There'll be a U2 to pair up green and red here, and then once I insert those with like a back insert, I'll just do a U prime to pair these up. Like that, and I knew I had one more pair, which is all the way on the other side of the U, which is not good. Just like this. Before I insert this, I want to see what other stuff we have. If I would have seen this, I would have done something like this before doing an R prime. You can kind of cancel, not exactly cancel, but you can save some moves here and do like this BR first, BR prime first, and then R prime to set this up for a 3 mover. So that's done. I don't have to look at those pieces again. Now let's not pair those up first. Okay, I'll do it like this. Yeah, I think this works out pretty well. So if I do an F and then an R prime, I should do this. No. There we go. All right, nice way of doing this now. So we'll do an R prime to pair these up, then an F. Then I can just kind of, that makes this block. And this pair is pretty self-explanatory. I see this next and this next. So I'm gonna, we'll like pair these up first. Kind of a not that efficient way of building this block. And the edge and corner, pair up like this, and insert those. I have a lot of pieces for my red face. Here's a edge that'll go here, and then I have this pair. If I do U2, R2, so these are kind of like a split pair like that, or like the edge is flipped, I guess. So we'll do U2, R2. It ends up making these be able to pair up, or it makes these easier to pair up. Not an amazing case, but it's pretty good, honestly. And this pairs, just to end that, I see these few pieces. We'll do an F to preserve that, just for look ahead. All right, I actually did not preserve that. So I'm thinking of ways to insert this, like build this block while preserving this. Sure, I guess that works. And then just this last pair, and OLL, PLL. All right, I think that was 7. All right, that means this should be 8. Red and blue are here. Yellow and purple. So I can do red and blue 1 move away from where they are, which means the yellow will have to go here and purple will have to go here. I'm not seeing anything great that sticks out for a first pair. Maybe these, but honestly, that's still not even that good with how our F star is going to be 1 move misaligned. We'll keep an eye on these two. These seem decent. We'll pair them up, actually. See, I'll solve those two. I'm going to solve the green there as well, like that. Let's see. I was thinking of solving these two. It's kind of weird to... It's not too bad, actually. We can do that like this. And then this isn't too hard to do afterwards either. I see this... I'll pair these up right now. Just go ahead and insert them. I see the yellow and purple. We'll pair them up like this and then insert them in the back. I saw this edge was here earlier that I saw, and the corner comes out. We'll pair those up like that. Here's our first S2L edge. Here's some other pieces that go with them. Here's some other pieces that go with them. I like this. It's good to get this back pair out of the way because it sucks to do for look ahead like 80% of the time. Speaking of bad look ahead, we have 3 pieces on the back of the cube. Let's see. I'm going to bring this. I'll just bring the corner down. There we go. That's pretty good. Pair it up like this. Insert. And then these two. It's decent. Okay, this is pretty easy to, or we can see what to do with this. I didn't mean to pair those up. Trying to think of ways to do this. Okay, I think this works out pretty well. Alright, that was kind of a dope block building, but I didn't really know how to do any of that. This I actually see you can do pseudo. So I do an FU, excuse my language, goodness gracious. And then we'll pair these up and solve it into this spot here. That was like already set up for this, which is pretty sick. Then next up, I'll do like U, F2, U2 to pair these up. Insert them with B moves, so I don't have to rotate. Speaking of rotating, we'll rotate. We'll sledge to pair these up and just insert it back there. And then I'll do an R2. It's so these will be like triple sexy, and these will be a split pair, or not a split pair. We'll just go right into this. All right, that's pretty good. Good OLL, decent PLL. There's 7. All right, here's number 8. We have red and blue. We got this, which is paired up with its purple, which is paired up with a corner. Yellow is here. Nothing really looks that crazy. I might do red and blue, green, red, and blue. I'll probably just start with those. And then I'll pair up this yellow. This is kind of a bad example. I should have planned more in inspection to solve. Then I see this. This was back here. We'll build that block. And then first, so I'm immediately seeing there's this corner, this edge which doesn't go to it, and this pair. And okay, here's the corner that goes with that. I'm going to do the red-blue first since it's just right here. Not exactly a nice way to pair it up for look ahead. We can see these, however, so I'm probably just going to go into the next. There's our corner that goes here. We're going to keep an eye out for the edge. Because I haven't seen it so far, it's got to be like back here somewhere. Yep. All right, so there it is. Luckily, it's not too bad to pair them up. We'll insert. Here's both of our first star edges for S2L. Big rotation, unfortunately. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to pair these up and then solve this one. I guess that's a decent way to do it. Yeah, so we'll solve that. I was thinking about these pieces as well because yeah, we'll take those out. Insert this with that, which isn't that good for finger tricks. And then I'll do like R2 U prime, R2 prime to solve this. And then I can do an F prime to pair these two up. Lights just flickered. What's going on? Who's messing with the electricity? This will move like right over here, I think. I see this. These are a pair. Here's an edge that I don't see anything that goes with. Anyways, I can do a pseudo with this. Not really. Probably just better to go like this. And for something like this, these two, I'm going to do like an R, F prime, and then L2. Then kind of undo those moves in a way to solve these. Next up, we got this red here. We'll do another pseudo in this case. Pseudo is something I kind of struggle with, so I guess I'm working on that. Then this edge comes next. This is already in its spot, so we really just have to pay attention like where these are going to be. And then we'll pair these up. And that's really easy to look at too. And OL, PLL. Pretty good last layer in that one. That was 7. That might have been 8 actually. I kind of forget. Anyway, we're going to keep rolling with these. So I guess we're on either 8 or 9 right now. 9 seems a little high, I'm not going to lie, but I don't know. I'll look after this solve, I guess. Red's pretty easy to put here. Yellow, purple, green. So the star is pretty easy to kind of figure out what to do for everything. If I do an R prime, this can set these up to like a split pair. So we'll do that. These aren't going to move for the rest of finishing my star, which is pretty good. I see these, I'm going to take them out and insert and just solve them right away for look ahead reasons. Then pairing these up, actually we're just going to solve these because I think if I pair up these and solve them, it's going to mess up this stuff, which I worked so hard to do in planning an inspection by doing one move. This is nice here. That's just going to get moved out of the way a little bit. Let's do that now. And then we'll solve these pieces. Any better ways to do this? Not really. I guess that's just the best way to do it. Actually, it's probably a little better to do this. So if I rotate this way and do like that and then solve it into the back. Then have these, and I didn't realize I had one pair left. These will come next. Not really much I can do in terms of making anything better. I saw this edge the whole time. All right, so here's a bunch of pieces. We got this and this. Let's get that out of the way so it doesn't get, actually it's fine there. We'll just solve both star edges, pair those up, insert this pair. I'm going to take this edge out and then sort of solve it like this. This pair back here, solve it like that. just gonna rotate to do this. I see the this pair and the edge here. We're just gonna solve the edge, then do the pair. And then, so I solved this and this. The F that I'm gonna do to solve this will bring the corner up to here, and I can do as an R prime, then a U2 to send onto like a split pair. Okay, this is pretty good here. I'll do an R to pair these up. This also brings this corner up. We'll just solve it like that. Alright, this stuff here, this isn't going to move when I'm solving this. Just pair these up and I'll do a hedge. I'm going to do like F, then insert like this. And then come to here, do like F prime, then pair these up and solve them in the back. And undo the set of move. This, do I remember this case? I think it's like this. Okay, sweet. And then PLL. 8 or 9. Oh, let's see what it is. Alright, so I think I've done 10 so far. I'm pretty sure. So this, yeah, I guess this is number 11. This is going to take a pretty nice toll of my phone storage, so I'm going to see how much longer I can go for. Anyway, we got green and red. I'm seeing more pairs than I am star pieces right now, I'm not going to lie. Green and red are pretty easy to do. There's this purple-green pair. The purple edge is over here. Here's a blue-yellow pair. So green and red are going to be solved correctly to where they go. So I think I'll like kind of move this out of the way. Then bring the purple over and solve that, then go right into this pair. This pair will probably end up pretty close as well. Actually, maybe not. Because I'm going to do a big R2 prime for that. So we'll go right into this stuff. Pair these up. And then solve that. I actually see this pair right away. I'm going to do that. Then yellow, I'm going to solve yellow. I see the pair for purple and yellow there as well. This isn't a great way to solve it, move count wise, but like it prevents you having to rotate to here and then like all these are solved. Here's our last star edge. So I'm gonna, best I can do honestly is like just swing this over, which is kind of bad. Do L2 prime to pair these up for, or set them up to as a split pair. And then these two are okay. At least, luckily I'm right in front of where I need to be for the beginning of S12. So I don't have to rotate far for that. Here's one of the edges. Here's, never mind, there was a pair. Not really there anymore. Alright, we'll do another pseudo thing. So this edge is flipped. Built this block kind of like that. Sorry I didn't really say much during that. When I solve this, when I do an R2, it'll be over here. This will be up here, and I can solve it pretty easily, this spot back here. Here's our corner. We can pair that up while bringing it up. There's a pair right here. This is the edge that goes with it. We're going to pair them up like this. I'll rotate in between because I have to. Alright, so I'm going to kind of do like a pre-move thing here. I end up doing this sometimes in solves. I don't know if it's that good or not, to be honest, but it might be better than just like bringing that out and solving it, just because you can do like some simultaneous moves over here. So so I kind of finger trick it like this. We'll pair these up and solve it like that. And it's all right. So I see this edge goes down here. This is a pair that goes next. These two will end up pretty decent next to each other, I think. So I'm not going to really worry much about keeping these two in line. So we'll just rotate and solve these. Yeah, it goes in the front here. I thought it was going to go in the back, I'm not going to lie. So many example solves are taking a toll, man. And these two will not be that hard to do at all. I was going to say do it like that, or like this. That's the right way to do it. I can cancel into keeping this. I can do like an F to keep this in the bottom. It's kind of a lot of moves, but I think it helps with look ahead, so it might end up being worth it. And then we'll just start right into this pair. Didn't need to do an U2 there. This is pretty good. So I do an R and it'll pair these up. Insert that. Nice little 3 mover. I don't know this all well. Sometimes for these cases I can like predict what corner case I'm going to get, but not for this one. Anyway, this is kind of a good example of something I like to do. So normally this alg goes like that. Yeah, but I see this is paired up, so I'm going to do it from this angle instead. And then another thing I like to do, alright, this is pretty cool. If I have these 3 here, this paired up, or like a block here or something, I'm going to nick loss so I can preserve it. So let's see, what do I get without it? I would get this case, which honestly I don't really like. But if I do a nick loss, it gives me that, which is better. Hooray. Alright, this is number 12 now. I have like 19 minutes left of storage, so I probably won't be able to get that many more done. I'm going to pretty much just bang this out as much as I can until I run out though. Green can go over here, red can go over here by doing like F2 prime R prime F2, which is I don't know if it's not that good. I don't know if it's that good or not. Yellow and purple can go next to each other pretty easily. There's not that much that sticks out. I actually lied. For first pair, alright, so I'm going to do red first. I'm going to do U2 R prime, R2 prime for green. The red-blue pair is going to get paired up. And then we can just solve red, yellow and purple, then do a D, then solve red and blue right away. Or we can just solve right now, honestly. Probably should have done these two first, I'm not going to lie, because then I have to do awkward moves to get them in its spot. I see this corner getting out of frame again. Jeez. Really need to work on that. Maybe I should focus on that more than my solves. No, my solves are pretty bad. Doing an R, we can kind of get this in a spot to set those up. A lot of pieces I see that don't go with each other, like this, and this, just like pieces that happen to be for F2L but aren't that good. So I'm going to be kind of bold and rotate over here. These two are pretty good to pair up and insert. I'm going to do an R. Let's pair these up. Get them out of the way so I don't have to... That's pretty bad. That's not that bad. Where were they? It's like this, I think. Yeah. So we'll do an R to keep those in line. This pair is not going to do anything. Then starting S2L, 2 edges and a pair here. I like seeing this pair, so I'm going to preserve it. And I'll solve it like this. I'm just going to... Yeah, alright. So for these two, best way to do these, it's kind of annoying. Let's do like a block. Nah. Whatever. I don't know what I did there. That wasn't that good. Kind of a bad case, I guess. Or just me being bad. Speaking of bad cases, these two kind of suck. But we can do some B moves and rotate during those moves, which is fine. This and this can be paired up pretty easily. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to have this edge over here as well. Alright, this is actually a decent case. We're kind of going to do this like sequentially. So I'm going to solve this pair, solve this corner into here, and then rotate immediately and just solve that. Kind of all in one motion. Jeez, I messed that up. Alright. This is paired up. Not much I can do to preserve it directly. Yeah, so I'm going to do like this and just keep it out of the way. There's probably a better way to do that so it didn't end up here. Like that. That was pretty good. That's a better way of doing it. Rotate to here. Insert that to the back. This is a pretty good case. I can do an R and then you can like RU and then insert these just here, which I do like. Then when we do an R2, we can pair these up and solve this pair to here. And I'm going to do a U2 prime first, just because I'm going to need to do an R there anyway. So, and then pair these up and solve. Gives me a one edge case, just go right into that. And then PLL. That was 12, I think? Yeah. Alright, this is 13. I'm going to go for 15, so I have 3 more to do. Oh, this is a pretty nice star. Let's see. Red and blue and yellow can be solved pretty easily. I'm gonna scramble this more. One sec. I just wanted to scramble a little more because when I do hand scrambles, I often find that like this block is still solved. So I just want to make it a little bit nicer, like more legit. So green and red, we can solve those pretty easy, but then this also makes this pair have this edge is flipped, but in its spot, which is a little bit annoying. We'll see if we can do anything about that. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll solve blue to here, solve yellow to here, solve purple to here. Then green and red might be a little bit nicer. Not really. Whatever, we'll just do it. And we're gonna look at next pieces to be solved as well. We have a random edge, a random corner, a random edge, a random corner. There's the piece that goes with it. These two go together, but it's not that good, but it's what I see. I actually see these. So we'll solve that pair. This edge and this corner can go with each other. This F12 is pretty bad. A lot of going all over the place. We'll pair these up and then solve it like that. Big rotation. Luckily these two are next to each other, so I didn't have to spend too much look ahead on that. Just pair them up and solve, and then we got to go pretty far again. I'm gonna solve orange to here, and then the blue can be there pretty easily. These two, we'll set that up as a split pair, so it's easier to pair up and solve. Now we got our blue-orange pair back there. So we'll pair it up like that and solve it. Now I think it's better to not pair it up all the way and make it a split pair like this. We'll solve that. Here's our edge, here's our corner. Not a great case. Also, I'm just bad. For these, I'm going to pair them up. And then we'll kind of make this like a block. And these two we can solve. For next, here's an edge. And these two go together as a pair. But they're going to get moved around a little bit. Yeah, I guess we're just going to go like this. That's not that good, to be honest. I'm going to insert this with B moves like that. We'll do an F prime first. I'm going to solve this pair first. That's probably a better way to do it, yeah. And then just align that. And we have this pair. This pair. I don't know this all well. And this peel up, which is pretty good. That was 13. All right, we have two more to make it 15. That's going to be our goal, I guess. Yellow and purple can be put next to each other really easily and solved. We have green and red, and these two are paired up. And the edge is down here. I think we can make something out of that. Yeah, when I do yellow and purple, this would come up. But then what to do from there? And this works out. This pair will get moved a little bit. There's our edge back there for it. We're going to write into solving that. And this pair that goes here. What do we have next? I see this, the edge, not too sure. It's alright, it's over there. We have a corner here that goes back there. I see the yellow purple. We'll go for that. Kind of a weird spot for this next pair. Alright, I'm getting out of frame again. So we're going to pair them up like this. Nah, actually, we'll do the red-blue. I'm going to end up just rotating pretty far for this. Now we're in the right spot for beginning S2L. Alright, this is pretty nice. We can make this nice block in the back. And then this I can make a decent block as well. It's kind of alright. And these two I'll pair up like this and then insert. And these two, I see this as well at the bottom. Go right into that. And these, I'll do another block for these as well. and then pair these pieces. We can do like an F, U2 prime, and then pair them up. Then next, all right, so what I'll do here, since this is kind of like ready for pseudo, and these are paired up, I'll do like that. Nope, I messed up. So that pair in the back, and that pair. Getting kind of quiet, I'm not gonna lie. This is wearing me out doing so many walkthrough solves. As you can see by me messing up PLL. Alright, excuse that. One more. Alright, this will be our last one, number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. Alright. Purple and green, and then red and blue are pretty easy as well. The yellow will go over here. There's no pairs that really stick out to me again. Yeah, it's kind of bad in the pair department. So we'll go right into just starting with the star and see if anything happens. These two I think will kind of end up near each other. Alright, so we'll get that out of the way because we know the corner's back there. Not a good case for these. I'm just going to pair them up and then solve them in the back. For next pieces, I see this corner, there's this edge. None of them really go together. I see that just because it's a walkthrough solve. This ended up popping up, so I'm going to solve that. And then I see these two, the red and blue pair, which we can do decently. Not that good. And the purple and yellow here. Solve in the back, there's that corner that's going to come out. It's just right there with it. And starting right away, we can solve the two edges. And then this pair, I want to keep in mind, I'll do that first, get the bad one out of the way. Let's see, we got these two and we got these two. Now we just got these two. We'll pair it up like that and insert. And then the blue-orange we can pair up like this, and actually it's just better to do one L in this case, I think. And this pair here, I'll pair these up. We'll solve it like this, sort of. You know, I'm gonna actually look ahead before doing that stuff. So these down here are gonna be my pair. And we'll pair those up and solve them. I have this, which will come up to the top, and in this edge we can insert. I'm going to do this pair first. It's going to be a lot of moves, but I see these and I know immediately how to solve everything there, and so we all just have to pay attention to this, which is decent. Pretty good. It's all right. We'll do an F prime to get this over here, and the blue pair, and then solve these in the back. And solve that in the front. Decent OLL and not good PLL. One sec. Alright, so these three and these three, and then we have like this kind of blue pseudo bar. Alright, that concludes. That's 15. It's pretty draining. Well, next I kind of want to do like an all 151 PLLs video. That'll be another one that'll take a long time to film and edit and everything, but maybe I'll take care of that. Anyway, yeah, that's it.